Hi guys, we're gardening on the West Fork. This is zone 5B and we've just come through 3 inches of rain in the last 2 days. Everything is well saturated. It's a good day to get out now and start the spring bloomers. These are little forget-me-nots. We'll be cutting back our foxgloves and several other things that I'll show you along the way as we go. It's a good time to do that, and a lot of these things will flush back. So with your forget-me-nots, I just go in here and cut them back as close as we can, and they will form a nice little green lush carpet. But their blooms are spent and we need to clean things up now. Things are getting very leggy. It's going to get warm and now's the time to do it. You don't have to be careful with these little things. You really can't kill your forget-me-nots. Even though the little blue things are pretty, they need to go. Now these can go in your compost. So we'll come back and I'll finish that. What can't go in your compost are your foxgloves. They will spill their seeds into your compost. You don't want to do that. What I do, because I want mine to reseed, I will just bend this branch all the way back into the soil, and I'll knock some of these little seed heads off, sprinkle them around, but I'm going to let that lay against the soil, and I will cut the rest of these off, but those will go not in the compost. I don't want them in there. The other thing I'm going to do, any of these leaves along the ground that look moldy, I'm going to pull those off and get rid of them. While we're here, the irises have been bloomed for a while. You don't want to cut any of the foliage off. That wants to die back to feed its rhizome. But if you start seeing some dieback and you like things tidy like I do, you can go ahead and cut that off to make it look tidier. And you won't be hurting the plant at all. The other thing while we're here, I did plant some of my forget-me-nots, my snapdragons out in the flower bed. And what I'm going to do today, you can see it's getting ready to bloom, but still looks a little leggy. I'm going to go ahead and find 2 sets of leaves, cut that back so it'll branch a little more, so I can have a nice, hardier, healthier plant. I have a marigold around here. I was going to show you. I'm going to take the lid, top off. Good. So I'm going to do the same thing, this little marigold this isn't one of mine. I bought that. In fact, my marigolds that I planted from seed, they haven't seeded, but we'll do that when we do a little walkthrough of the cutting garden and see how it's doing from seed to seed. Oops. The other thing I'm cutting off today, and it's full of these, is my catnip. I'm going to give it a little haircut so it stands up a little better. You can't hurt your catnip. And it smells good while you're doing it. Just go in, if it's looking leggy, cut it back. It smells so nice. And that way, like in my pathway, I can get through here better. It's going to look tidier, particularly the daylilies. You can start seeing them heading up, and they'll be the next show in the next few weeks. As you walk through your garden, anything that looks like needs to be taken off, this little peony did not bloom, we're going to cut this off, get rid of it. We're going to come back here, and even though I said with the roses, particularly the knockout roses, I don't do anything with, the rain has been so tough, it's looking really shabby, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this back. When you cut back your rose, you're looking for the first, you want to go to the first leaf of 5. So we'll find a leaf of 5. Right there it is. I'm going to cut that back there. Same here. I'm going to go back a little further since that's a little weak. And that's going to clean that up. And now when it reblooms, it won't be as heavy, and it'll stand up a little better. I'm not going to cut that yet. Let me go ahead and get this one here. I'll finish this after we're all done. But You can see how that's made a difference. When these are through blooming, I'm going to cut this back to that so it'll stand up better and it'll give them a much better shape. The other thing I'm waiting on are my columbine. You can see they're full of seed heads, but I'm going to wait. They haven't dried out enough, and I'm going to leave these until they turn black, and you can almost hear them rattle in their seed heads. I'll shake them, and then I'll cut back all of those off and shake them as I take them out of the garden. Those won't go in the compost either because you'll have nothing but columbine in your columbine in your flower beds. Again, I'll take this and I'm going to bend it down, let it dry, let the seeds dry there. That's just how I do it. And if you don't like doing it that way, again, you can just cut them off. I've already bent one down over here, but you can just cut those off and throw them into the garbage or where you don't need them. Let's see, so we can show you. Oh, the last thing I'm cutting off today is my speedwell. This is Snow Hill. It's a lovely white speedwell. And you can see it's through blooming all the way. So I'm gonna go down here. You can see there's a few new buds coming on. So I'm gonna go down, take that off. You can almost see where there's 2 leaves. Cut that off. And this will all come right back within the next 2 to 3 weeks. And that's when we'll see another big flush of blooms in your perennial flowers. Another week or so, you'll see another flush like we did with the spring. Flush of plants. You can see that the yarrow is coming out, the buttercups. But there you have it. That's, I think, oh, one last plant to cut back. While I'm here, let me just get this marigold head off. Coreopsis. This is either you can or you don't have to. But these little seed heads, you can just go through, cut those back. And the Coreopsis, it blooms all summer long. The more you cut it, the more they come back. You can see some new buds right there, little yellow heads. A great little border plant. And I will go through and check out my irises for any of what looks nasty and give everything a facelift. And I will see you the next time. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.